All right, everyone. So welcome to Chapter 1, Part 2, Trading in the Simulator and Tracking Trades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out of the slides here and go right into the trading simulator. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that I'm updating this Chapter 1, Part 2 video because we've replaced our old simulator, Fantasy Stock Traders, or FST, with this new Warrior Trading Simulator. So throughout the class, throughout the my day trade course, you'll hear me referencing Fantasy Stock Traders and maybe showing examples of it. This is the new software that has replaced it. We'll be replacing and updating all of the classes. We do that once a year, and so when we reteach them, we'll be referencing the new simulator. But just for those of you that are watching the current version right now, any mention of FST, Fantasy Stock Traders, you can instead be planning on using this simulator here. So everyone from Warrior Starter students to Warrior Pro students, you guys have full access to the simulator as long as you maintain your Warrior Pro or Warrior Starter subscription. So let me walk you through a little bit of how to use the simulator, and also this is class 1 of the starter class. So I'm not going to go into the the nuances of reading level 2 and tape reading. That's part of I believe it's chapter 10 of the day trade course. So we will get to that, but today we're just going to look at the overall platform and how to use it. So during the onboarding call, I showed you guys how to get logged in. You would have gotten an email from Warrior Trading with your login credentials, and you would have been prompted to reset your password. Upon logging in, you would have then been prompted to sign your market data agreements, and I gave you guys a link to the support video for anyone that was having issues with that. So support.warriortrading, let's see. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see Warrior Trading Simulator, some of these getting started guides. These are troubleshooting guides if you have any issues getting logged into the simulator. All right, so once you're logged in, this is what it looks like. This is the default layout, and it's pretty similar to the layout that I have in Lightspeed. This is my Lightspeed layout. So you've got the level 2 windows, which show you the depth of the market right down here. And you've got your order entry windows, which you have right here, the trade ticket. Oops, trade ticket. And then on the side, you have your orders, positions, windows. So what you could certainly do if you want to make more space, is you can adjust the sizing of these windows by clicking and dragging. So you can make these smaller here. And then if you want to, pop out a new one, you go to Add Widget and then Market Depth. And boom, you've got a new Market Depth window that's going to populate there. A new trade ticket will populate right here. And I'm going to drag this and put it, let's see, I want to put it right there. All right. And then I could get a new chart as well. So new chart. And we'll put that right down here. So we'll have these guys all lined up in the same way. Let's see. Oops. Drag this up to here. Okay. Now, if I type in a stock here, let's say Apple. Oops. Apple. I type in the stock symbol and then I press enter. This will load the level 2. However, there's a problem. It hasn't updated with the chart or the trade ticket window. So how do I fix that? Well, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to link these windows together by clicking up here and linking them with the same color. Yellow, yellow, and yellow. These are now all linked together, just as these are all linked together in red and these are linked together in green. And so just like that, I was able to pull up and now have 3 level 2 windows side by side. And that may be something you'd like to do and make these a little smaller. Depends on the size of your monitors and that type of stuff. You may not need to see the sell and the short cover keys because you're not shorting stock. So it really is whatever is a good fit for you. For me, this is maybe looking a little on the crowded side, but it's not horrible. We'll shrink this down just a little bit. All right, so we've got order size, and there we go. All right, so let's start with in the top corner, our positions window. We talked about this a little bit in the onboarding call. So this shows all of our open positions, and closed positions. So if I take a position here on Apple, now that's going to show up right here. It shows my average price, 188.11. That was the price I got in at. That was the ask price. It shows my, I got to ask them about this because this is obviously, that's not correct. But you're not up $410. I don't know why it's showing that. I wonder if it's like versus the open price or something. But what you can do here is you can change that to take that away, and you could show realized P&L if you wanted to do that instead. So we don't have any realized P&L on this because we haven't sold any of the position. So I'm going to have that show realized P&L for now, and maybe I'll change that on the default layout as well. Now, if I want to take a position on Sprint here, I can do the same thing. I can click the buy button. Now I've got 100 shares of Sprint. All right. Wanted to get some Bank of America? Why not? Get some Bank of America? Boom, I've got Bank of America. Now I've got my positions all lined up. If I want to close them, I can certainly go over here and type 250 shares and press sell. I can also press the X button right here, and that will close the position. It's going to verify and then enter the trade. Okay. It's faster if I just press buy here and sell here because it doesn't prompt me with any of the double checks. So that's quick. As I showed during the onboarding call, if you do want prompts, you can go into settings up at the top and then go down to verification and ask for the prompts to show up. I don't like them because I find them distracting. All right, so just like that, you see my positions here, my P&L on these stocks, and my orders right here, the orders that have gone through. Again, I can shrink this a little bit. I can change some of the things that are shown here. I don't need to see the last. I don't care about that. You know, I guess the rest are fine. Duration, they're all probably going to be the same, but you know, you can change these just by clicking here and adjusting what's displayed. This one is fine. And this one, we made that one change. All right, so we'll close that. All right, so we'll make this a little bit smaller. I think that would probably be pretty good like that. I think that shows us pretty much what we need to see. And then we still have our level 2 windows. So we've got the level 2. This shows the current best buyer and the current lowest price seller. We're going to talk about this a little bit more as we get into the classes. This right here shows us our time in sales. This is the tape. It shows every transaction that goes through, including the price, the share size, and the time. Down here we have our trade ticket window. This is linked, of course, because we're using the linking system. We can enter share size, choose the exchange, which is irrelevant since we're trading the simulator, so we'll just leave the exchange as auto. Limit or market, you can choose what you prefer. In simulated trading, it doesn't make a big difference. With live trading, we don't use market orders because of slippage, but for simulated trading, there's not much of a difference between the two because you pretty much get filled on all your limit orders. There's no such thing as really partial fills with simulated trading. And then down here we have our charts. All right. Now, if you do want to short a stock, you're certainly welcome to short. So I'll sell my 5,000 shares, and now I'll sell short. Just sell 500 shares short. Now I'm short 500 shares. It shows the negative, and buy to cover will close that 500 share position. So you can see how quickly I can be taking trades, closing trades, and that's how quickly in the market you could be making money or losing money depending on which side of the trade you're on. All right, down here I have a small chart for each of the stocks that I'm looking at, and I would probably use actually 5-minute charts. I might even use a 1-minute chart. So looking at a daily chart isn't that helpful for me. I like to see the 1-minute chart. Now what you see here are these little arrows. So that's where I got into the trade and where I got out of the trade. If you don't want to see that, click on the widget right here. And then we're going to say show positions. We're going to uncheck show positions and show orders. and we're going to disable trading from the chart because I personally don't like to do that. If you like it, well, that's fine, but I don't. So I'm going to turn that off. That way I just see the chart clean. You can zoom in and out down on the bottom right here. And this way. All right. You can also do it with the mouse pad by scrolling it up and down, if that works better for you guys. And I'll turn off my camera here just so you guys can see the full screen. All right. So if you want to change your indicators, you're welcome to add indicators or remove them. You click on this little, let's see. I'm going to stretch this out. I need to make it a little bit bigger. I can click on the indicator. If I want to see the MACD, click on the MACD, and there it is, right down there. To get rid of it, I can just X out. If I want to change the settings, I can edit the settings. All right, so we'll close that back out. Now, if you want to pop out any of these windows, you can pop them out. You can click right here, Detach Widget, and it's going to open in a new window. All right, now, you can keep this, you can drop this on another monitor, you can move it somewhere, and when you log out, let's see, I'll log out here for a second. Log out, and then our Cameron, and log back in. It'll say, do you want to restore the detached windows from the previous session? And I say, yes, I do. And this will come back up, and I can go and put it back wherever I had it. So that makes it kind of easy if you like to have certain windows detached, if you are using multiple monitors, and then we can just close that to get rid of it. All right, so now you can create tabs up here as you'd like. I have this tab that's called Charts. It is linked to the same color scheme as the dashboard. So if I clicked on this, I would see the same charts that I was looking at on the dashboard. But you could disconnect this completely or change the color so it's linked just to these three separately, so they're not all tied together, and that's really up to you. Hotkeys, this is something that is important. So what we have here is the ability for you guys to set up your hotkeys pretty much as you'd like. So right now, these are the ones that are going to come pre-installed, basically preloaded. Shift 1 is to buy a certain number of shares on the ask. So if we click the edit button, we'll see it's for 1,000 shares. Shift 1 is to buy 1,000 shares with a limit order of 10 cents above the ask. That means you'll get filled, but not more than 10 cents above the ask. Shift 2 is for Shift 2, where is it? There it is. Is for 2,000 shares, 5 cents above. We can make it consistent and set it for 10. Shift 3, 3,000 shares above. So these orders, when I'm over here on my dashboard, if I click on this and you see how it's italicized in the menu area, when it's italicized, that means it's going to respond to the hotkeys. So I press Shift 1 and I just bought 1,000 shares. Shift 1 again, I have 2,000. Shift 2, now I'll have 4,000. Shift 3, I'll have 7,000 shares. And just like that, I can scale up to a $300,000 position on Bank of America. All right, so now I've taken my position. If the cursor is right here and I press Shift 1, I'm typing. So it's not going to work. You want to make sure you're clicked on the header. If you're clicked on this, that's okay too. You can take trades on that. All right, same as this because these are linked together. But you just want to make sure you click on the header or in the window area, and that you don't have your mouse on one of these areas, because then it's going to respond to you typing. All right, and that's the same with any other trading platform. All right, so those hotkeys, Shift 1 allow us, and 2 and 3 allow us to buy. All right, well, now what do we do if we want to sell? So what I did is I created hotkeys, Shift Z. Let's go into the edit window. Shift Z will sell quantity multiplier, 100% of the position. It'll sell the whole position 5 cents below the bid. So let's see how that looks. If I press Shift Z right here, I've got 12,000 shares. So Shift Z should sell 6,000 shares. Oh, it was rejected. Must be for, let's look at the details. Fat finger. So the order size, the dollar amount was too large. So let's change this to, I'll see if I can do shift. Okay, shift X and shift C are different multiples. So if we press shift X, we sell 50% of the position. So 50% right there. If we press shift C, we sell 25% of the position. And what I did here was I pressed shift C. So shift C sold 25% of 12,000 shares, which was 3,000. Now if I press shift X, I'm going to sell 50% of this current position. Oops, got to click on here. Shift X, 4,500 shares left. Now I sell half of 4,500 shares, 2,250. I sell half of 2,250, I've got 12 or 1125. And I can keep pressing shift X, and shift X until I'm down to a tiny position. And then I can finally press shift Z to sell the rest. And that's how I trade. Every single day when I'm trading, I see a stock that pops up, I see it on the scanners, I press shift 1. I'm a buyer. I buy, I double, and now I double again. I'm going to add one more time for the high day break. We get the break, and I'm going to sell half. And it's pulling back a little bit. Okay, it looks good. I'm going to add more for the next move up, adding, and I'm going to sell half again, and sell half, and sell the rest break even, right? That's how quickly you can trade. So this tool allows you to trade that quickly, and that's what's important. We want to train you in a platform that's just like trading with real money, and this is exactly that. All right, so all the quotes are the same as what you'll see when you're trading with me. You can practice trading all of these stocks that I'm trading in the chat room right here in the simulator. You'll have the quotes on them and everything. And you can set these windows up however you'd like, whatever is most convenient for you and what you prefer. And also think about what's fast for your internet. If you're trying to load, 15 different windows, it's going to be a bigger strain on your connection. So try to use what's reasonable for the type of connection that you have, whatever it might be. All right, so we've got that like that. Now let's look at the profit trifecta. So the profit trifecta, this is going to show you your metrics. You can click refresh if they haven't loaded, and they'll tell you how profitable you are. All right, so what are we going to look at here? We're going to start, let's see, by looking at this month. All right, so this month. So my gross, my total shares are on the top. My gross P&L is 878 shares, $878 this month in profit. My commissions, that was my gross. My commissions were $292, which means my net profit is $585. My accuracy is only 29%, which is very low. My profit loss ratio is 2.49 to 1. So my average winners are 2.49 times larger than my average losers, which is great. Today, my accuracy is 35%. My net P&L is just under $900, and my P&L ratio is 4.67 to 1. I wouldn't obsess about the daily because this isn't really, you might have one day where your ratio is amazing. Focus on the month and focus on the year. We'll be releasing updates to this section in the coming months, so some of you guys may be logging in and seeing even more information available, which is totally fine. All right, so let's see. So we've got our metrics, we've got the charts, we've got the hotkeys. You can set up different types of hotkeys as you'd like. Click a new one to add. You can set up stop orders, increase share size, decrease share size based on what's in the order window, cancel orders. You can do whatever you like. I'd say for the most part, what I already have here is good enough, and this is exactly what I use, right? And I've been making a lot of money using these hotkeys, so I don't think you need anything more than that, but if you want something more than that, you could add it. Okay, so let's see. All right, well, I think that's just about it for the simulator. Now, I want to show you guys tracking your trades. So something that I like to do is I like to track my trades in a Excel doc. And so what I did is I gave you guys access to this Excel doc, which is an exact replica of the one that I'm using here. So with this doc, what I can do each day when I'm trading, I enter the trades that I take. So these were the trades that I took today. I took one trade on BLNK, and it was long, I bought it. I took 2,500 shares, and I got in at 740, and I got out at 739. I lost $10. Now, I actually lost $7, but I'm not really nitpicky on this. I could say 7 and that's close, right? If I really want it to be perfect, it's 7, it's like, but to me, it's not really that big of a deal. It's an approximation. So this just gives me an approximation. Next trade was back in BLNK at 744, and I made $575 on it. All right, so with what I would generally say is if you look and you see you're up 1260 on BOXL, and you got in at 899 and you took 5,000 shares, you just do the math, right? So I made in my real account here. I'll just show you what it is for today. This was my P&L. So $3,794. So I did 3,790. It's close enough. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. 10,000 shares, 38 cents. And the benefit of doing this is that, at the end of the day, I can see, okay, I made, $5,388 or $83. I'm a little below what I was here, but it's pretty close. I subtract the amount down here for my commissions. So remember over here in your profit trifecta, you'll see your total commissions each day, 265 or 256. So you can enter your commissions there if you'd like. And then the benefit for me is I like to be, even though I can track all my metrics in this way up here, even for my trading with Lightspeed, I like to have it here because I sort of like each day seeing this breakdown of how much I traded. So if we scroll up, we'll see a couple days where I did a lot of trading. This is a day where I traded a ton. I made $4,000. Next day I took 2 trades, I lost 13 grand. Go back a little bit further. Here's a day I traded a lot and made, 20, well, this was 2 days, I made $53,000. It's pretty crazy. And what I can do is I can click this column and scroll down here to here, and I'll see my average winner is 30 cents per share. All right, 30 cents per share average winner. Average loser during the same time frame is 25 cents. So that's, kind of in line with that 1-to-1 profit-loss ratio. My win column over here, this automatically, if this number is positive, it shows as a win. So you've got a win. The only problem is that it also shows as a loss whenever you enter commissions. So you've got to delete that so it doesn't show losses when you took commissions. That's a loss, so I got to fix that, delete. Sometimes I don't remember to update it. So then I can just go down here and through there, accuracy 71%, right? That's pretty good. So this for me kind of helps me because I can group in the month and I can say, okay, well, for the month of whatever, this is how much I made, 69,574 so far for the month of May here, right? And again, you don't have to use this if you don't want to. I just find it kind of helpful because I can look, at my progress over long periods of time. I'm on trade 10,000. I've been doing this for a long time. And I can just go back and see them all right here. It's easy to see it. So symbol, long or short, the shares, entry price, exit price, this will all calculate for me. So let's say I buy, Siri, long, 5,000 shares, 750, and I exit 780. The rest of it just fills in automatically. All right. So pretty easy. If you want to fill out this stuff here of, you can create new categories. I have one up here for my IRA account. If I trade in the IRA, I put a 1 there just to remember it. So IRA trades are categorized. You can be as detailed as you want. You want to be granular. You want to say this is a 1-minute setup, a 5-minute setup. This was a high risk trade, a low risk trade. This was a Momo strategy. You can do that. Just right click, insert a column, and you can just keep adding them as much as you want. This is the way I have mine set up, but it's whatever's convenient for you guys. So I encourage you to do this type of tracking. If anything, it just forces you to really kind of analyze each one of your trades each day, because while I'm trading, after I take a trade, I enter it. So it just is kind of a moment of pause, enter the trades, think about it for a second, and then, on to the next trade. We do automate a lot of this with the metrics right here. But it's not as granular. It's more high-level details, which are important as well. but I think they're both valuable. So anyways, I encourage you guys to download the Excel doc and track those trades as you start practicing in the simulator. All right, so that's everything I wanted to cover here in Chapter 1, Part 2. Have you guys get started in the simulator, have fun, play around with it, get practicing, and try to trade it and treat it like it's real money. So for the first month, maybe you're just practicing, that's fine. But then starting on month 2, start taking it a little bit more seriously and see how you can do. Can you make some money? Can you be a profitable trader? All right, so that's it for me. You guys can go on to Chapter 1, Part 3.